Welcome to Hashtag Toe to Toe. I'm Adam Smith. I'm with Spencer Fearon and Darren Barker. Great to see you guys. Darren, a load of questions come in, a load of tweets. Adrian Thomas, first of all. Will Billy Joe Saunders beat either Canelo or Triple G if he gets those fights? And there's a sub. What's your favourite sandwich?
That one's easy. I like a prawn sandwich.
Prawn? Not ham and cheese?
A bit mayo on it?
Prawn mayo,
yeah. Favourite sandwich? It'd have to be like, was it turkey rations?
Oh, hang on. We're getting complicated.
Yeah, I'm sorry, mate. Sorry, but I'm just being real.
OK.
I'm trying to keep it way down.
Triple G.
Right,
Canelo.
Triple G. Do you know what? I think Billy Joe Saunders has a very, very good chance. I think his movement, his footwork, his hand speed as well. A lot of people don't credit his hand speed. It's up there with the best. And I think he can cause them all sorts of trouble. And on his night, can beat him.
Colin Cooper, how would Billy Joe Saunders do against a prime Darren Barker, Spencer?
Do you think it would have you, too? What do you think?
No one beats me.
All right, simple as that.
You know, if I was still fighting, I'd be pound for pound number one.
No, I got...
You're still shadowboxing?
I don't have the bug, but I'm a boxing man, aren't I?
Well, I've seen you at 12-3s. You're looking sharp, mate.
I'm getting it.
Make the comeback. No, I would say that, realistically, the performance that Billy Joe gave on the weekend, he'd give anybody in the world today trouble.
Good, wouldn't he?
So, yeah, he was excellent. So I think that he would most probably have given Darren trouble as well. But the Darren... I'm just being real. But the Darren Barker, that when he won his world title against Gil, that guy would have been a nightmare for anybody. So it would have been a very, very difficult fight for either.
I've sparred with Billy a few times. He's a very, very good fighter. So clever, so smart. He's
sharp as well. Now that he's with Dominic Ingle, I think...
He looks right, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. I think he's found himself. No disrespect to the Tibbs, I don't think they were suited for him when they were training him, but I think he's found himself now because he was a guy that styled himself on being a boxer, being loose, languid, and now he's with a guy they gel really well. It's a superb combination.
I thought it was one of the best performances of the year. Jez Batchelor wants to know, I'd love to see Frank Buglioni and Anthony Yarde in 2018. Who would you have winning? Tough, eh?
It is a tough one. I don't know the experience and the sort of fighting at that championship level that Buglioni has could hold him in good stead. We're yet to really see how good Yarde is, in my opinion. I haven't seen him in there with a real top domestic fighter, in my opinion. And
looks a real talent, though.
He does look a real talent, and he can punch it. He's really, really got a dig on him. I mean, it's a tough one. Do you know what? At this stage in their career...
He's trying to get in here. You want to say something?
I'm going Buglioni at this stage.
Buglioni.
OK,
yeah.
You know what, Darren, I love you, but I've got to totally disagree with you on that one, my friend. I think that Buglioni sometimes has been fine wanting. I think Anthony Yarde, where there's certain things where people get things where the timing's just right, and I've seen his work ethic. I haven't seen nobody in Great Britain with that kind of work ethic. Seriously, he's got a ridiculous work ethic. He's a completely humble person, and I would look at him, especially like the relationship that he's got with his trainer. You know when they say like good trainers don't need to talk much in the corner? Look at the relationship that he's got with Babatunde Ajayi. When they're in the corner, they don't really talk.
Boxing's about levels and about timing. So you think the timing is...
I think the timing is absolutely right for somebody like Anthony Yarde.
And I think timing also is key. I think it's too soon for Yarde. That's why I think Buglioni wins on timing.
Lindsay, Lawrence Okoli or Isaac Chamberlain?
Ooh, and I can't believe that one's been signed. How good's that one, Adam? That fight's now been signed. Who you got for that?
Do you know what? I'm going...
I've got splinters right now.
Because of the amateur pedigree, the schooling, and the rawness and the power he carries, I think Okoli, for me. But I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't call it an upset.
I know Johnny thinks Chamberlain. What do you think?
Yeah, well, Chamberlain's actually the betting favourite. At first, I was like, I'm very 50-50 on this fight. And I'm still going to stay 50-50. No, I'm just being real, Mr. Smith. I'm just being real. I'm being very, very 50-50 on this fight because I'd like to see the body language at the press conferences and everything else. If it was down to work ethic alone, then I would say maybe I would slightly favour Isaac Chamberlain because he's been in with a better opponents. He's been sparring with good guys. He's sparred with Wilder. He's been in it with Usyk. But the power of Lawrence Okoli, he could out your lights. He's got 10 rounds to do it. So
we're going to be debating that until February the 3rd. Matt Caulfield wants to know, will Tyson Fury getting the weight off, being trained by Ben Davison, not Peter? Does he need someone more seasoned in the corner?
I think he needs Peter, if I'm honest.
I've got to agree.
The relationship there is so key. You know, you talk about fighters with their coaches. I mean, it's so important. Me and Tony, it was just chemistry there, and you've got to have faith and trust in your cornerman. And as I did with Tony, has Tyson got that with Ben? I'm not too sure. I would like to see him back with Peter.
Yeah. No disrespect. Who is this Ben guy? I don't. No disrespect. I don't know who you are. I don't know his pedigree or anything else. And I'm saying, like, you know, with the old adage, if it's not broke, don't try and fix it. It's not being broke. I think they had a beautiful relationship. When you see, like, when Peter's breaking down stuff to Tyson, how he's listening, but we don't know what's going on there. But I think it's all down to Tyson Fury's mindset. If he can get his mindset correct, more than anything, it's his mindset. If his mind's right, he's the best heavyweight in the world.
Best heavyweight in the world.
I'm telling you now, best heavyweight in the world. Yeah. And I love Anthony Joshua, but Tyson Fury, skill-wise, skill-wise...
He gives Joshua Wilder, everyone, a really hard night.
Yeah, skill-wise, he's above these guys.
Ed from London, who have you got for Groves and Eubank? Mid-February, Ed says he's got Eubank Jr. He throws and lands far too many punches, and his fitness is a joke. I think he means his fitness is fantastic, not a joke. But it's a great fight.
Yeah, it is.
Eubank
is relentless. He's
going for Chelsea, man.
Oh, yeah, I'm Groves points. I think George on his day has got the best jab, one of the best jabs in boxing. And if he can get behind that jab, I think he beats him.
I think work rate wins that fight. And the older you get, and we're seeing that George Groves, he's getting older. And as much as he's getting, he's saying, well, I've got experience and it's about levels, which I totally agree with him. But when you're dealing with somebody who has the work ethic that can throw 40-punch combinations, even though it's against lesser opponents, but in Eubank Jr.'s mindset, George Groves is a lesser opponent as well. That's his mindset. So
Callum Booth's a good person to talk to on this, because he's seen a lot of the sparring, and he says George has had a lot of good stuff with the jab, and he's been brilliant, but then Eubank's come back at him. It's got everything, hasn't it?
It's a superb fight. And that's why I'm going for Eubank begrudgingly, because over the years you can't say that you can't be not a fan of what George Groves has done. He's done fantastically well to become a world champion on his fourth attempt. That's a la Frank Bruno kind of stuff we're seeing here. So I'm saying...
Who's the betting favourite in it?
Who's the betting favourite? I think the betting favourite so far is Eubank, is a slight betting favourite, and I think that's kind of rattled George a little bit. So I think George will definitely come into this fight very, very hungry.
Corey McLaren, interesting, Mikey Garcia. I really like Mikey Garcia. How far do you think he can go through the weight divisions, and would you give him a chance against Lomachenko?
That's a tough one.
That's a big goal.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I mean, because I'm like you, I'm a big fan of Garcia, as many are. His timing's perfect.
It's impeccable.
He just looks so tidy, so calm and so relaxed, and everything he does is spot on. He doesn't take any chances, if you like. I think he can go up through the weights. I think he can creep up that pound-for-pound rankings. But fighting Lomachenko, I think, is a different kettle of fish. Like I've said before, Lomachenko has mastered boxing, and when you're coming up against someone like that, how do you beat him?
Garcia's got shades, hasn't he, of Barrera, of Morales.
He has.
Lomachenko is just exceptional, isn't he?
I just want to work out what kind of sorcery is Lomachenko working with. He's dealing with the arts. Gandalf the Grey must be his stepdad or something. Something's going on there, because the guy just does magic. But there's something to me about when you look on someone like Garcia. Garcia's a special talent. For him just to bully, even though Adrian Broner, I don't know what's happened to Adrian, but he bullied Adrian Broner and he put him in his place. It was like he was stabbing. He's pinpoint accurate, as Darren was saying, and he doesn't waste punches. And that's what you need against somebody like a Lomachenko. But if you're fighting Lomachenko, I'm saying to every fighter, don't try and hit the guy's head. Try and hit him in the chest, because his movement is fantastic. One of the best movers I've seen since Pernell Whitaker. His movement's up there with some really, really great defensive fighters. Nicololi, Lockie. He's up there with these great guys. Willie Pep. He's the reincarnation of these guys, and he's brought it to a new age.
Yeah, brilliant fighter. Final question. Paul Pollington, which fight would you most like to see in 2018? For him, it's Linares against Lomachenko.
Yeah, I wouldn't argue with that. Linares, one of the best fighters I've seen live. He's so exciting. He can punch, he can box, he's got everything. Garcia, though, I'd like to see Garcia. You mentioned, the question before, Garcia versus Lomachenko. I mean,
a great fight.
Anyone you put in with Lomachenko, I think, is going to be a sucker for a boxing masterclass, because I just think Lomachenko is that good. I think he can school some of the best out there.
We've got Hey Belly a rematch. We probably will have Golovkin and Alvarez, AJ Parker, AJ Fury Wilder sort of thing. What are you really looking forward to?
Listen, the most...
Brooke Khan, maybe?
Brooke,
finally?
Yeah, you know what, I'm getting kind of tired of that. You know what I mean? It's like Amir Khan's having time of his life, coming back now fighting snakes and don't like it. So I'd like to see the fight, but I'm not sure.
You'd have dealt with snakes better?
Trust me. You know what I mean? I've been promoting. There's loads of snakes in the game, right? So I would say, for me personally, it would have to be Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua. And if Tyson Fury gets in shape and has 2 to 3 fights, Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua will be the biggest fight. And you know what's going to happen? Wilder's going to regret not signing that contract to say, I'm going to take the time to go and fight him. Because anyhow Tyson Fury gets fit and starts getting that momentum, nobody ain't going to be talking about it. Everybody's going to be talking about, you know what, we want to see the great British battle between these two.
I'm going to just chuck one more in, OK? Because you said that Tyson Fury is the best heavyweight in the world, but mentally he's got to be absolutely right. Yeah. Who is going to be the last heavyweight standing if they all meet each other within the next 18 months?
It all depends on what Tyson Fury has left.
One answer, come on.
One answer.
Short.
Anthony Joshua.
Yeah, I agree. Anthony Joshua. Just a physical specimen.
One answer.
Yeah.
Boys, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
Look out for our podcast a little later on. A Merry Christmas from Darren, from Spencer, from me and from all at Sky Sports Boxing.
Sky Sports. Feel it all.